Hello gardener, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to guide you through everything that you need to know about growing cilantro, from seed all the way to harvest. Cilantro is a flavorful herb that's a staple in many cuisines around the world. It's incredibly versatile, easy to grow, and perfect for cooler weather. If you've struggled with bolting cilantro in hot weather, don't worry, I'll share tips to help you grow it successfully. If you're new here, my name is Jara. I've been gardening all of my life, and I'm a professional seed and plant nursery. I love to share my knowledge and teach others how to garden and grow food. So you've come to the right place if you want to improve your gardening skills. Cilantro is a member of the Apiaceae family, closely related to parsley, dill, and carrots. It's known for its lacy green leaves and unique citrusy flavor. The word cilantro refers to the leafy part of the plant, while the seeds from the same plant is called coriander. Cilantro thrives in cooler weather, and its fast-growing nature makes it ideal for spring and fall gardens. It is a very short-lived annual crop, meaning it grows fast and then bolts or starts flowering relatively quickly. Bolting is not good when growing cilantro because that means the plant is very close to the end of its life cycle and the remaining leaves start to have a bitter flavor. So really, when it starts to bolt, that's it. You're past the best point of harvest. There are a few things you can do to slow down bolting, like growing a slow bolt variety, planting cilantro at the correct time of year, and planting in a spot that gets afternoon shade. But regardless, it's a time-limited crop that won't last long in your garden, so it is a great candidate for succession sowing or starting new batches of cilantro from seed about every 2 to 3 weeks to keep the harvest going. Since it is such a short-lived plant, I do not recommend that you purchase cilantro starts from a nursery. It is kind of a waste of money. By that point, half of its life cycle is done, so you won't get much more harvest out of the plant. Ideally, you want to start cilantro from seed, which is super easy, so that you can enjoy as much of a harvest as possible. And I will show you exactly how to sow the seeds later in this video. First, you need to get some cilantro seeds. When shopping for cilantro seeds, you'll come across a few main varieties. Varieties like Leisure Splits, Caribe, or Calypso are bred to resist bolting, making them ideal for warmer climates or extending your growing season. I personally recommend starting with a slow bolting variety if you live in a warm climate like I do. If you need seeds, you can find some great options on my website, which I will link below in the description. There are a few varieties that are grown for their large leaves, like a Thai variety called Rak Tamachat, if I'm saying that correctly. Varieties like Delfino and Confetti have very frilly, serrated leaves. They are primarily grown as a microgreen or garnish. If you're growing cilantro to harvest its seeds, there are a few varieties that were bred to bolt faster on purpose and produce more flowers for the production of coriander seeds. If this is your goal, try growing a variety called Moroccan. Now, there might be some instances where you would rather grow a cilantro substitute. Like if you're one of those 1 in 3 people with a gene that makes you translate the flavor of cilantro to soap, or you're located in a very hot climate and cilantro easily bolts for you, try going papalo, culantro, or Vietnamese coriander. These plants taste very similar to cilantro, but thrive in the heat and don't give a soapy flavor. Now let's discuss ideal growing conditions so you pick the best spot to grow cilantro in your garden. Cilantro thrives in cool temperatures, ideally between 50 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, it is best grown during the spring and fall. In areas with mild winters, no snow, you can grow it straight through the winter too. It prefers full sun, but if you're in a hot climate, it is best to grow it in a spot that gets afternoon shade, like my spot right here, because this will slow down how quickly it goes to the bolting stage. Keep the soil consistently moist, as cilantro doesn't like to dry out. Mulching around the plants will help retain moisture and keep the roots cool. Cilantro grows best in loose, well-draining soil rich in organic matter. Add compost or amend with something high in nitrogen like organic blood meal before direct sowing the seeds. Things grown to just eat its leaves like cilantro really just need nitrogen to grow lots of lush leafy greens. Let's discuss when and how to sow cilantro seeds. I highly recommend you direct sow the seeds for the fastest growth. You could start the seeds indoors about 6 weeks before your last spring frost date, but seriously, this crop is so easy to direct sow the seeds. It doesn't justify the time babying little seedlings to grow out transplants. That's my opinion, but you do you. Direct sowing seeds right after your last spring frost date or when you start planting a fall garden pretty much works for everyone. I like to prepare the planting area by sprinkling blood meal and then raking it into the soil. Then I crush the seeds a little bit to open the seed pods. This just helps get faster germination. Then I sprinkle the crushed seeds over the area and water them in. Make sure you water the area every day so the soil stays moist, which will help speed up germination. In less than 10 days, you should notice newly germinated seedlings. If you're in a mild winter climate like me here in Florida, meaning no snow, you can continuously direct sow seeds from about October straight through winter and up until the temperatures start to go over about 75 degrees Fahrenheit in spring. This starts happening for me in March. So from October to February, I direct sow seeds all over the place. If you're in a colder climate with snow, experiment growing cilantro during the winter. It is surprisingly cold hardy down to about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. I let cilantro reseed in my garden. It starts popping up in late fall when the temperatures have cooled down. It is amazing how seeds and plants know exactly the right time to germinate and grow out in nature. I'm thankful for that and just let it grow wherever it decides. Now that cilantro is growing in your garden, let's talk about taking care of your cilantro plants. Cilantro is relatively pest resistant. Not many things will bother it, but it may attract a few common pests. Aphids like to cluster on the stems and undersides of the leaves. I especially notice this when growing cilantro in the spring. Just spray with an organic insecticidal soap or soak the stems and leaves in water to basically drown the aphids before using it in the kitchen. You really don't want to be spraying cilantro with heavy pesticides because you're going to directly consume these leaves. Honestly, the best thing is to plant a lot of cilantro, so even if some get pests, you still have plenty more. You might notice some white squiggly lines on the leaves. This is caused by leaf miners, which is a larva located in between the layers of the leaves, so it can't be killed by a spray. It's inside of the plant. You can remove affected leaves to prevent further spread, but honestly, leaf miners are just cosmetic damage, and I have never seen an infestation so bad that it actually affected my plants. So I just leave it alone. Cilantro, along with many other herbs, are butterfly host plants, so don't be surprised if you find some butterfly caterpillars munching on the leaves. Cilantro especially attracts swallowtail butterfly caterpillars. Please do not spray your plants to kill butterfly caterpillars. Instead, grow way more cilantro than what you think you need, knowing some of it will get sacrificed to the butterflies. Cilantro is also fairly disease resistant, but it can be affected by fungal issues in humid or wet conditions, which is exactly what I have here in my Florida garden. Powdery mildew and leaf spots can appear. These diseases are caused by various pathogens. Powdery mildew is a fungus. I like to spray affected plants with just 1 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide per gallon of water to treat and disinfect. With all types of leaf diseases, avoid overhead watering and ensure proper spacing for good air circulation. Cilantro grows quickly and can be harvested as early as about 3 to 4 weeks after planting for baby greens, or about 5 to 7 weeks for mature plants. If you're growing cilantro for its leaves, harvest frequently, which will help delay bolting. Harvest early in the morning for the best flavor and texture. You can harvest a few stems here and there, or just cut the entire plant straight across. It will grow new leaves, so you can harvest again in a few weeks, up until it has reached the end of its life cycle and just bolts. Store fresh cilantro in a glass of water in the fridge or wrapped in a damp paper towel. It will stay fresh for up to a week. If you're growing it for coriander seeds, let the plant flower and produce seed heads, which will mature in about 8 to 10 weeks. All right, so let me show you how I harvest my cilantro, because there's different ways you can do it. And this is my dog, Teddy. He's the best dog I ever had, and also my best garden companion. This patch of cilantro right here is probably like just 2 or 3 feet wide and maybe like 6 feet long. I eat a lot of cilantro, so I grow a big patch of cilantro on top of all the plants that are already like popping up on their own around my garden. I direct sow seeds for this row right here, which is about 1 foot wide first. They're pretty mature now. I can start harvesting them. And then like a month later, I direct sowed more seeds on this section back here, about another foot wide. So I could just keep having like a succession sowing going on. And by doing that, I'm able to like really extend my harvest season for the cilantro. But most of the time, I just need a little bit of cilantro. So I'll just come in and pinch off individual leaves. No big deal, just what I need for that day. If you need a lot of cilantro, then it's okay to get some scissors and just cut straight across the plant. But I would always leave the roots still intact in the soil, because then it will continue growing and just sprout some more leaves. But yeah, if you need a lot, might as well just take some scissors, just snip directly across and harvest a nice bunch. Now, when I was in Thailand about a year ago, I took a cooking class, and I was surprised to find out that in Thailand, they actually cook with the roots of cilantro. It has a strong cilantro flavor. I never knew that. I didn't know the roots were also edible like that. So if that's you and you want to try cooking with cilantro root, then obviously you're going to pick out the entire plant and you're going to try and conserve as much of the root as possible. The roots are kind of fragile and thin, so be a little careful. This root is teeny tiny, okay? The ones in Thailand were much bigger than this. They actually sold them in the markets, like the entire plant with the root. They were really big, much bigger than this, but I'm just trying to demonstrate. Since I'm in Florida, I can only really grow cilantro during like fall, winter, and very early spring. It does not like the heat. It just quickly goes to bolt if I try to grow it like outside of the correct season. But papalo, which is another herb that I grow, tastes very similar to cilantro. They're not the same plants whatsoever, but it tastes very similar to cilantro. And that thing grows straight through my summer, like nothing phases it, no matter how hot it gets. So if you really struggle to grow cilantro because of the heat, I encourage you to try growing papalo. And let me just say, the flavor and smell of freshly harvested, homegrown cilantro is so much stronger than any cilantro you'll buy at the grocery store. I love this smell so much. If you love to eat cilantro, you have to try growing it. Cilantro's bright citrusy flavor makes it a versatile ingredient in many dishes. I use a ton of cilantro to make sofrito, and I love adding it to all sorts of soups like pho, Chinese hot pot, or Dominican-style sancocho. For more recipe ideas, check out my other YouTube channel, Jera's Fresh Kitchen, and I'll link it below. I hope this video has inspired you to try growing cilantro from seed. I'm sure you will see how easy it is. This fast-growing, flavorful herb is perfect for gardeners of all levels and will add a fresh kick to your meals. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your gardening friends. Happy gardening, and I'll see you in the next video.